Hello pilgrims, what was it, the 8th or something today of December? Supposed to have had snow and goodness knows what last night, but this bright blue sunny day today. The temperature's a bit chilled. It's 5 degrees outside, it's 9 degrees in my pot in your shed, so everything is as it should be. I just want to, if I may, continue with that paper trail that I was telling you about last time. There was one character that really made a massive impact on me, and it was a New Zealand sheep farmer, a bloke called Brown Trotter, and yeah, this was back in the 70s, 80s, something like that, and he wrote a book called Soil Minerals, The Key to Farming Wealth and Your Own Health, and it was from Farley, or Fairley, however you pronounce it, in New Zealand, and I just want to read you the front piece to on his book. Let me put my eyes on. And he says, you can farm more profitably, plus add years of vigorous health to your life by supplying the trace minerals lacking in New Zealand soils. You can transcribe New Zealand to just about any country in the world. At the age of 59, a Farley sheep farmer, Brown Trotters' farm animals were among the healthiest in New Zealand. Yet Brown Trotter himself was, in his own words, decrepit, very lame, and with a bad heart. His animals won prizes year after year at shows. He got them to that stage by pioneering the use of trace minerals in New Zealand, such as copper, zinc, iodine and selenium, either by a top-up dressing to the soil or as a drench. Brown would buy undernourished lambs from other farms at a low price, and then next season send them out as fine specimens of fat lambs to obtain however prices. Despite his success with his animals, Brown's own health began to deteriorate from the age of 45. He soon began to black out continually. At the age of 64, an X-ray and a cardiograph revealed a severely diseased heart. He was immediately flown to Green Lane Hospital to be operated on. This was just to hold the situation and perhaps to gain another year or two of life. When Brown came home from hospital, he continued to deteriorate, and he writes, I couldn't read, about 2 lines and I fell asleep. This was an existence that I came to dread. I realised I was turning into a cabbage. Finally, in desperation, he decided to take the same minerals that had worked wonders with the health of his sheep. He weaned himself off the drug digoxin and began taking the sheep minerals, magnesium, zinc, selenium and iodine, and a dramatic improvement occurred. Brown's energy, alertness and strength began to speedily return, even though he was still smoking heavily. 6 months later, at the age of 65, after 20 years of ill health, he described himself as healthy. At 67, to the amazement of the doctors at the Princess Margaret Hospital, he recorded a perfect cardiograph. Dr. Hull stated it has never been known in medical history. Brown Trotter died 13 years later in 1984, in his 80th year of cancer in his liver and pancreas, which started from a cigarette burn on his lip. He remained a heavy smoker all his life. His heart, however, remained healthy and strong until the end. The first half of this interesting book relates to Brown Trotter's mineral experiments with his animals and reproduces some of the amusing and thrilling newspaper debates with sceptical vets and government soil scientists. Then he tells the important story of how he restored his heart health using the same trace minerals that brought exceptional health to his farm animals. Yeah, so that's Brown Trotters' book, the Key to Farming, Wealth and Your Own Health. And I believe at Amazon at the moment it's out of stock, but if you can get your hands on it, get it. It's a very good, easy read book. One of the other things that I want to show you guys out there, back in June 2006, I tested over 900 tests on 14 or so different fruits and veg. Throughout the whole of that particular month, and going back to the Carrie Reams, who organised the BRICS index, or the percentage sucrose that each plant should have. Now, what he did was to categorise all these numbers into what he called the page system. So P stood for poor, A for average, G for good, and E for excellent. Now, out of the 900 tests that I did, now I used Sainsbury's, Marks and Spencer, Tesco, Morrison's, farmers markets, organic produce either from supermarkets and or allotments and the like. And do you know what? Even the organic, which I was paying 3 or 4 times as much for than the ordinary standard veg, the readings were no different. Yeah, they were all between the poor and the average quality. They look nice on the supermarket shelf. They look nice there in the little polystyrene tray with the cellophane wrap. Look really nicely presented. But the quality of the food, using the BRICS refractometer, which measured the percentage sucrose, or the density of the sugars within the plant, it was no good at all. It was poor to average. Even the organic, which, as I said, I was paying 3 or 4 times as much for, but I wasn't getting the 3 or 4 times the quality. It was the same quality as your bog standard veg. The only upside of having the organic vegetables, to my mind, is it's not riddled with pesticides, fungicides, herbicides and insecticides. But yeah, so there we have it. With medicine, he said, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. Yeah, we don't need the big pharmaceutical companies plying us with very expensive medication. So that's where I'm at, and I am going to make myself better by using volcanic rock dust, especially the basalt volcanic rock dust, in my raised beds around my garden, and to grow good, healthy food. It may not look pretty. I mean, you see a lot of supermarkets now selling what's called ugly veg, yeah, because it's misshapen. And apparently people don't like to buy misshapen vegetables. I mean, a vegetable is a vegetable, for goodness sake, you know. Doesn't matter whether it's misshapen or not, it's so long as it's got the benefits in there that's going to do you good. Anyway, with that, as I said, I've titled this Pandora's box. It could be controversial. If it is, fine. If it isn't, fine. No skin off my nose. I know what I know. But I think what I would do, I would call that a day for now. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye for now.